Howdy folks, John here. Just doing a little DIY maintenance video to share a little tip to anyone who's got a Boxster 986 or a 911 996. This would obviously apply to the newer models as well. Lots of similarities. This thing's in storage now for the winter, and over the winter I like doing little maintenance jobs on it. And it's been several years since I last did this rather important preventative maintenance job, and that is cleaning out the front radiators and AC condensers. And there's one on each front corner of the car. Now, I had done a video 2 years ago on how to change the coolant on these things, and I'll fire a link in the little card doodad and below in the description if you wanted to see how to change the coolant on it. And I had mentioned in that video that a good thing to do when you're doing coolant changes is get the shop vac with a crevice tool and get in through the front bumper grill and try to clean out and vacuum out your radiator, because a bunch of crap always gets deposited at the bottom. And a sure sign that you've got that happening is after you wash the car, if you get water sprayed into the rads, or even after a rainstorm and you park it in the garage and it just smells like a turd sandwich the next day you come down, you know, like there's a rotting animal somewhere in the garage. Chances are the rad is plugged with organic crap, and it rots out the aluminum on both the radiator and the condenser. Expensive repair if you have to replace those. So every 5 or 6 years, I will take the bumper off and clean this out. And I'm going to show you just how bad it gets, even doing it every 5 years. Now, there's lots of videos how to pull the front bumper cover off. It's really simple. There's 15 of these little Phillips screws, 2 on the top, 2 on the little side marker light there, and then a whole bunch around the bottom. And it just comes off. The hardest part about it is pulling back the fender liner at the front to get at one little Phillips fastener right underneath the side signal marker light. But other than that, you know, it's a 10-15 minute job. But let's zoom into the radiator. We'll pull that cover off, and I'm going to show you just how gross it is. You'll notice I've also got the lights out. You don't have to do that to remove the bumper cover. I just find it a little bit easier. And I do have a separate video on removing the lights on these things. Again, I'll have a link in the card and below in the description. But here is our radiator duct, and it's held on with these 5 Torx screws. These are T25. There's 2 on the outside here and 3 on the inside. And then this just pops off really easy. And it'll be full of crud usually. I've already popped it off. You can see the mess on the floor, and there's all crap in here. If you've never done this before, you may find this is all filled up, and this front piece is the AC condenser, and the one behind it is the radiator. AC condensers are always in front of the radiator. They need the coolest air for efficiency, and then the rad's behind it. And, you know, get a vacuum out, clean all this crap around here. Like I said, this will be, if you've never done this before, or you do it seldom, this will probably be right plugged full of crap. Leaves, bugs, everything, and it can rot out the rad. If it gets high enough, it can start rotting out the condenser. Now, I go one step further than that. I will actually pull the condenser away from the radiator because there's usually a bunch of crap stuck between the two. Now, you don't have to do this, and there's a little bit of risk involved here. Anytime you're moving the condenser, you know, you're putting strain on the lines, even though these have got rubber hoses on them. And there's some wiggle room in here. When you do this, you know, you are moving the condenser and you're moving those lines around. But to get this off, again, just 2 little T25 Torx screws on the inside here. And then just pull this back. And there's this little tab here on this side, and you want to push it that way, and then this will come free. Like so. I'm going to move the camera so you can see all the crap stuck between the two. Yummy, right? And when that stuff gets wet, like I said, it smells gross. So I'm going to vacuum that out. Then I'm going to hose this all out, let it dry, blow it out with some compressed air, get it all nice and clean. And that's it. Fired the bumper cover back on. And, you know, it's about an hour job. It's not the most fun job, but boy, it can sure save a lot of money. Even doing this every 5 years, I'm amazed at how much crap comes out. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a good one.